Hey everyone, how are you? Hey Natalie, Deanna, Nancy, really crazy for paper. Hey James. Yes, Deanna, we are getting settled in our new house. Yay, you're scrapbooking along with. Awesome, Nancy, I'm super excited about that. Great, yay. All right, hello from Alabama, me too. Love me some Alabama now. All right. I'm going to wait just a couple minutes and then we'll get started. But I did want to point out that someone, I don't know who, oh, Alberta, Canada. Hello, Mary. Hey, Jody. I don't know who did it, but somebody sent me some Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. It just came in the mail. There was no note, nothing. And then I was like, did I order it? Because sometimes I do that. But I didn't. So I'm not sure. And if it was you, then thank you. And so we're going to use it today. And I was reading up a little bit about it, how to do it. Not that it should be that much rocket science, but it comes with a little pin. And hey, Joan. And then we've got a couple of nibs. I'm thinking I'm probably going to go with the more open nib. But it also says on the instructions, and some of you have probably used this before, you're supposed to change this cap out after each use and then put this cap in and clean it. So, you know, I don't know if I'll actually do that since I craft all the time, but we're gonna have fun here. All right, so let's go ahead and get this ready. Hey, Mick, how's it going? Thank you. Oh, you like the glue, Natalie? Well, I've heard great things about it, so I am hoping I'm going to love it too. I don't see why I wouldn't, right? If everybody else seems to love it, why would I not? It's funny, though. I find something and I usually just tend to stick with it, it seems. I love my Nuvo, but I am very happy to try something new. Okay, you think I'll love it too. All right. Well, I don't want to lose the pin. That's my biggest fear. So it looks like that pin goes in there and keeps it from clogging. Is that how that works? Let's see. Yeah, I guess so. That's how it works. Alrighty. Hi, Kay. How are you? Salem, Oregon. Hey, Mary. Hello, Tisha. How are you? Very excited to have everybody here. All right. So we've got our glue. Our glue is ready. All right. So we're going to be using... Hi, Carol. How are you? All right, so we're going to be using the My Favorite Things Cats and Plants card kit, and I actually made a ton of cards last night. Hey, Wendy from Florida, my neighbor. And so we're going to be using this. The kit I don't believe is available anymore, but I know that some of the pieces are available, and I had those linked down below if that's something that you're interested in checking out. But you know what? If you want to craft along, grab a cat stamp, grab even a dog stamp or a bear. I don't care. Grab whatever and we can just get inky. So we're going to be using this because this is what I have. Oh, good, Kay. I'm glad. Yes, the move. We are in the house. All is well. My craft room is probably 95% set up, so I'm happy there and everything else. My husband's incredible, so he's gotten tons of things done and we are cruising along. I'm super happy. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the things that came in. Oh, Michael. If y'all don't know, Michael's my son. You're such a sweetheart, Michael. Thank you for the super chat. You are incredible. Yeah, and he's over in Poland right now. I'm sure, I know some of you know that, but he's over there. So I am a blessed mama. He sent me some flowers for my birthday. Sweet kid. Sweet, sweet kid. Okay. I have a bunch of pieces. Oh, let's get this. Because I know y'all don't want to watch me. Yeah, hooray for hubby, right? I know y'all don't want to watch me do a bunch of die cutting, so I went ahead and did a bunch of die cutting ahead of time. But I'll show you what we're using. And I stamped out a bunch. I stamped out a bunch. I haven't completely decided which ones we're going to use, but we're only going to use 2 of these. So there you go. I actually do, Kay. I do down below, if you click on the description box at the very, very bottom, because I never want anybody to feel like, you know, obligated to send me anything. I do have a little PayPal where you can send tips and things like that. So thanks, Kay. Thanks for asking. And thank you for that, Mike. You're awesome. Yeah, Michael is a very great young man. I adore that kid. I cannot wait to see him when he comes home. I will be beyond thrilled for that. Okay, so here is our stamp set. And I don't even know if My Favorite Thing still has it. I know that Simon Says Stamp does have it. Now this, I think, was just the exclusive that came in the little kit. So this one is not available. I couldn't find it available separately. However, like I said, just grab whatever you got. And then the kit also came with these. It came with all these little dies that will cut out little parts of your plants. Hey Tracy, how are you doing? I know, I looked back, it has been since the end of February since I've done a live. It's been that long. I am glad to see you all, and I actually have a couple cards sitting here from Tracy, so I want to do a little card opening later on. Not in this video, but we'll do one because I've gotten a few cards and I wanted to share those because you all are just amazing. You guys are so creative. All right, what else came in the kit was this little, this is the window dressing. So it's got a couple of curtains, you've got your curtain rod, and you have your window. But like I said with this one, so I'm gonna pull out the little pieces. I went ahead and die cut the curtains. I've got my curtains ready. And, oh, the other thing, where is that one? Ooh. Okay, because it was like a free with 60. Oh, oh my goodness, you're at a cropping cottage in Michigan City, Indiana. That sounds incredible. Oh my goodness, Kitty, that sounds so fun. Well, hello, ladies. I hope you're having a great time. Thank you, Michael. You probably need to go get some sleep. I know it's late there. Love you, kiddo. All right, so there was a free with 60. It was this, and this is the little cat and plant perches. You can buy this one separately, but I went ahead and die cut them out. So we've got those all set. I also die cut out in different colors that came in the kit, and I have all those linked down below as well. The pots, and I only did it in these 3 colors. And then I also die cut out all the leaves. Now there's Post-its on there just to keep the leaves from falling out because I didn't want to lose those, but I did want to show you that I went ahead and die cut those. And what else we got? Oh, and then the curtain rod, we have that one as well. So those are all of our pieces. We will start paying attention to that in a little bit. Yeah, I wish. That would be so much fun to be there. New Zealand, I cannot pronounce that. Kawaru? Kawaru? Oh, I'm going to butcher it. I don't want to butcher it. But New Zealand, wow. Oh, I wish I was there too. That would be so much fun. A crafting cottage. All right, so there are those dies. I'm going to set those off to the side. This kit also came with paper, and I die cut some of it, but here's the Crafty Happy Place, your Crafty Happy Place paper, and I used a bunch of that. At the end of this, I'm going to show you all the cards that I made. All right, so let's do our coloring first, because that's actually going to be our easiest part. Like I said, went ahead and stamped these out, and I haven't completely decided which ones I want to use. Maybe I'll use these two. I'll use these 2 little guys, and that would be, that might be fun. All right, so I don't have my pen and my glue. I probably should do that. All right, there we go. Glue's set. I've got my colors, and obviously I'm going to color these little guys like Max and Miles. And so I've pulled out some colors ahead of time. The base for both of them is going to be the E41. Let's go ahead and zoom in so you can see what we're doing here. But we're going to start with a base of E41. I'm going to go backwards this time. I'm actually going to start darkest and go lightest, because this isn't my typical paper that I would use. This is the paper that came in the kit. It's some smooth white, and I don't know if that is a specific brand or if it's just my favorite things type of brand. And it works fine with Copic coloring. I did stamp all these out using some Ink on 3 Blackout ink, but I just found that this paper absorbs it a little bit differently than my Express It cardstock. So we're gonna go dark to light, which is not how I normally go. And we're gonna do this little guy to be like, let's do Miles. Miles is a blue point. Yes, use the most curious looking ones. No kidding, that would be a good idea. The ones with the glasses look so cute. I love them. I love them. Thank you, Jim. I did try. Okay, so we're going to start with some W6. He is a blue point, so he's a little bit more gray in the face. So we'll start with our W6. And I'm just going to do some like flicking motions, but and you know, if you've watched me before, you know that all cats are colored Siamese. I can't help it, right? We all tend to color, I mean, if you have a cat or a dog. All right, and then we've got some W4. That's where we're going to come in and we'll blend that out. But this definitely blends a little bit differently than my typical. And I know this guy has some stripes, my cats don't, but we're just going to work with it. Adding a little bit of dark. I'm going to wait on their ears. We'll do the W4 since their ears are small. Hey Renee, how are you? I know, these cats are super cute. So now I'm just flicking out a little bit, and then we'll add it to their ears. I'm even going to put a little on where the stripes are, so maybe it'll take away some of that. Your eye won't go right to it. And then I'm going to come in with my E41. Now, I know that those don't typically go together, but because we're coloring some Siamese, this is what we got. This is what we're doing. And then I will do my best to blend around the face so that it blends a little bit better. Yeah, aren't they cute, Brianna? These cats are fun. Of course, I love all cat stamps. All right, so there we have, let's say, since he's Miles, we're going to use red because Miles has a red collar. And I am just using the very, very tip of my Copic here, so I apologize if I'm covering what I'm doing here. All right, so there's Miles. Now for Max, we're not using the W's. We're going to use some browns. So I'm going to pull in some E84 and E87. So this paper, I think, is alcohol friendly. It's just a little bit different than what I'm used to. It absorbs the color a little bit differently. And I always like to check with my coloring to see to make sure I'm not using too much ink. And you'll notice, or yeah, too much ink. It isn't showing through too much. So that means I'm doing okay. For me, anyway. Because after a while, your paper can get way too saturated. And then once it's too saturated, it's not going to blend very well, and it's just going to keep pushing past your image. So I try to be really careful with that. All right, so we'll use this other little guy down here. Are we in camera? There we are. All right, and I'll go back and we'll go darkest to lightest here. So we've got some E87. He is my seal point, so he is darker. He's more brown. And then we'll do the same thing with his paws and his tail. And then I'm going to come in with the next darkest color, which is the E84. And then we'll blend that a little bit. I'm doing the stripes, like I said, just to kind of break those up, since Siamese don't typically have stripes, but I like to make, and as you'll see, with the cards I'm going to show you later, I made every one of these cat Siamese. I know, crazy. All right, and then we'll come in with our E41 and blend those a little bit better. All right, so what is everybody doing this weekend? All right. So there's our E41. And then he is blue, so I'm going to bring in some B28 for his glasses. And just the tip, because it's a very, very thin line. We don't have any real major plans this weekend. We're just doing still more stuff around the house. Just a few more things to do and get done. Crafting. I like that. Big fan of that. Okay, so let's zoom out now. Oop, not in, out. All right, there we go. Just doing some crafting. Y'all are doing exactly what sounds amazing. Okay, so I don't have the matching dies for these. There are matching dies, but I decided since I spent as much as I did on the kit, I wasn't going to get the dies, but they are available. Yes, Jim's putting in some ceiling fans. We need ceiling fans. Maybe I do. One thing I noticed, and maybe I am late to the party on this. I don't know what kind of scissors you guys use for fussy cutting, if you do, because I know lots of you hate fussy cutting. Crafting this weekend. All right. Copic Express it arrived. Oh, I'm telling you, don't you love it? I love that paper. It is the best. Oh, you're piecing a quilt, Mary. That's wonderful. My mom's a big quilter. She loves quilting, so hopefully she can be back to that very, very soon. Your son and daughter-in-law and grandkids are coming over for dinner. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. You know what? It's nice sometimes to not have things on the list, Carol. All right, so these scissors, like I said, I don't know what you usually use. I've been using these for a long, long time, and they're fine if you are doing just a little bit of fussy cutting. These are actually just great. But what I've noticed with the Tim Holtz, because the hand things are a little bit bigger, they're actually a little bit more comfortable, but they have a serration. So you do have to pay attention to how you use them, how you flip them. But I've noticed that if you put the serrated part at the bottom, you don't get that serration, or whatever you want to call that, the serrated look when you cut. So I've been using these for bigger jobs. And I'm going to leave a little white space. But yeah. I've got some projects to get done this weekend, and then next week I'm going to be heading to my mom's. It is her birthday, and I'm just going to be so grateful to see her. You like the snips, Anna? Yeah. Yeah, well, they're small, so I may get another pair one of these days, because I actually really, really like them now that I've discovered that you can not have the serrated edge if you just flip them. Because at first I was like, well, I don't like that. All right, so there's Miles. Yeah, Kitty, it was, I just kind of happened upon it, and I was like, wait a minute. I thought once I saw that it cut serrated that obviously both sides would, but it turns out they don't. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of these snips. They work better for your hands if you got a lot to cut. So we're going to do that. All right, I may have to bring in extra cats because we're going to make a slimline today. I prepped all my stuff, but we've got a couple of cats there. We're all ready to go. Hi, Carrie. How are you feeling? Okay, so there's our little kitties. And now I'm actually going to start, I think the next thing I want to do is actually start putting together our plants, because that is, it's a little bit of a job. So we've got, I cut it out of both the greens that came in the kit. Let's see if I can do this without pulling the leaves out. So that's why I put the tape there, just to keep the leaves in. And that's just some Heffy tape. But what I want to do, used to carry a really good pair. Okay. Yeah, I know some people just don't have the patience for it, and I totally get it. And now that, you know, I'm starting to get more matching dies, I I'd prefer to have the dies, but you know, it's not always possible. So, all right, I'm going to pull out some of these. Now these are very intricate. So I found with a few of them, my die cutting machine wasn't cutting all the way through. So I brought my snips just to be safe there. And I liked doing the, oops, just lost a leaf. See, it did. Well, I'm losing them, but you know what? I don't think it's actually a very big deal where they go. They are set up to go with, like, this one would go with this one. Obviously these go with this one, and this one is set up to go with that. But I like to flip it, so I'll use, let's see if I can get this one out without having to do snips. Heading to the beach with your sister. All right. Oh, that, yep, sounds like you are due, Carol. And I tore that one, so we won't be using that one. Oh, thank you, Carrie. You're so sweet. Yeah. Yeah, I know. A lot of people just are not fans of the fussy cutting, and I totally get it. It's not for everybody. Okay, so I did get this one out. We'll set these little leaves aside because those are for one of the others. And I'm going to pull out this glue. We're going to give it a try. Not try to lose our... Ooh, it's probably better if I use... If I had the other tip on here, I guess. But we'll just be really careful. And then I am going to pull this in if I need it. All right, so... And I'm doing this on my glass mat because I feel like if I get glue on it, it comes off pretty easy. All right, so we'll just kind of set those off to the side. I don't know how many I'm going to do, so let's pull all the pieces, as long as I don't tear them like I did the last one. All right, well, don't need those right now. Here, let's get this out. For some reason, I don't know why it didn't cut very well. I should have probably run it through, I guess, a couple of times. Starting to look patchy. Okay, let's not use that one either then. Let's try to get this one. All right, much better, much easier. All right, and so these are the ones that are supposed to go with it. So I'm just going to pop those out and we can keep them in order. Not that it matters what the order is. Oh, thanks, Kay. I don't know that I'm very good at it, but ooh. Note to self, there's bubbles in there sometimes. Okay. But I don't mind fussy cutting. I think that's the real deal there. I don't seem to mind it so much. All right, we're using our jewel picker, our crystal katana in this case. And this flew off, so we'll put that one there. But it's actually pretty simple to just piece these together. I put a little bit of glue on each of the ends. And then we can let those dry. All right. You fell in love with it, huh, Tracy? So was it you that sent it to me? Oh, Jim, whatever. Thanks, Jen. I don't know about that. No, it does not. It does not look better than that. Now you're just being crazy. All right. So let's mix and match a little bit. And what I noticed with this die is that you have these pieces that can go onto, say, the orange one or the... And let's do it on this orange one. We'll put the blue on the orange. And so these little pieces can go right over the top. Or cut it out of white if you want. Isn't that fun? Get these little vases. Oh, goodness. I think you guys are being way too kind. Hey, it is... I sympathize, empathize. It is not for everybody. I totally get it. Totally get it. You know what? Let's use the yellow one for the big plant. And I think you could probably just mix and match these a little bit too if you wanted. You know, you wouldn't have to do one pot for one particular plant if you didn't want to. Okay. And I like it. So then you can add these little touches to it. All right, so we have a couple of pots, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to pull in, rather than doing all that die cutting with those, or piecing together, you're going to laugh at me, but I have a bunch already ready to go. Because when I say that I went crazy, I went absolutely crazy. Oh, well, I do agree, Carol. If it doesn't cut right, then I'm kind of angry about it. And you are sold on it. Okay, Tracy. All right. Okay. Oh, wouldn't that be fun to have the dog houseplant little kit? That would be a lot of fun. All right, so now I'm going to piece these together. We'll put our little pot on top, which I suppose I don't need to pick it up with the jewel picker. I can just place it on there. But isn't that fun? Now you have this cute little paper pieced, but I got glue everywhere, paper pieced little plants. And that's what we'll, all right. I'm liking, I'm looking, and I'm liking. So there we go. I'm going to take these and stick these off to the side. We'll save those for another day. Okay, so I'm going to add some white gel pen for some highlighting on our little pots to make them come to life. So we're just going to add a little bit of highlighting just on the orange, and then on this one we'll put it just on that yellow spot there. So that just adds a little something. It's nothing like earth-shattering, groundbreaking, whatever, but it's kind of fun. And we have a couple of those, and then I'm going to pull in I'm going to pull in these other ones that I made. So I made, like I said, I made a bunch last night. I was sitting there just hanging out while my husband was playing some games, and I made extra pieces. So we've got this one. I have several cats already cut out, so if I need those for my little scene, we've got those as well. Okay, there it is. What do you think of that? Isn't that fun? Ooh, I could just do these all day. Clearly I did. All right, I'm going to set those off to the side, and then we'll start pulling in our pieces to go. All right, so as I said, we're going to make a slim line. So I went ahead and cut out, oh, to see the highlighting, absolutely. So here's the one I just did. So you can see some highlights on that little guy. Oh no, your pug plucks the leaves off of your, oh no. Yeah, well, for several reasons I don't have houseplants. One, I would probably kill them. And then two, with our moving on a regular basis, I just don't want to move them. And three, our cats would destroy them. I had a succulent and I kept it alive. I was so proud of myself for keeping it alive for a while. But as soon as we got the boys and they jumped up on things, they were just tearing that succulent apart. So we got rid of it. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Mary. Yeah, paper piecing is fun. It's so fun, Jen. Ooh, I love it. It's like an old school, ooh, really loud thunder. Yeah, we're going to have some storms here, I think. Anyway, it's an old school technique that I just love, and that's, yeah, it's so fun. So I said slimline, so I went ahead and cut out a piece of some gray cardstock. This is 3.5 inches by 8.5 inches. So this is going to be our panel that I'm going to work on. And then I went ahead and cut out some carpeting. So we've got red carpeting. That's what we're going to use. And then I wanted to pull in, just to kind of add some fun to the background, I wanted to pull in this stencil. This is the English brick wall. Anything would do. Grab out any of your stencils. Or you just find them all over the house. Yeah, our cats do the same thing. They wouldn't eat them, but they would sure just put them everywhere. Okay, got some Woof ink. That's some Simon Hurley Create Woof ink. I'm going to bring in a blender brush. And then I'm going to be very random. Where are the boys? I think they're out, probably hanging out with Jim. They, oh no, grabbed the wrong one. No! Look what I just did. I put my white one on top of my, so I'm really going to have to clean that off. All right, so here's a little lesson, folks. If you do that, because you are distracted, you're going to have to rub it off. So I'm just using a microfiber cloth to rub that off, and then it should be fine. It should be fine. All right, we'll survive. So don't grab your white cap. This is why I have them color-coded. Grab your gray one. Ooh, Easter egg salad sandwich. Ooh. All right, so let's hope I got that taken care of. I think I did. And I'm just going to hold this in place because I'm doing it very random. But if you wanted to do the whole background, you may want to make sure that you put it down with like maybe some pixie spray or something. All right, so then I'm going to do some down here. This is just going to add a little bit of interest, break up that background so it's not so stark gray. That's all I'm doing here. All right, I kind of like that. That works. If we need to add more later, we will. Making sure we grab the right brush. Okay. Yes. All right. And I went ahead and cut out this window. But what I want to do with this is I want to put it on there, and my card base is going to be some white cardstock. So I am going to run this through my die cutting machine to cut that out. You could easily, and maybe it would be easier rather than cutting it out from there. It might be easier to just cut it from some cardstock. So you know what? Maybe I will just do that. That makes it a little bit easier than running it through the die cutting machine. Although that's not really that big of a deal either. Okay. There we go. All right. So let's measure that real quick. This is, and I can always cut it down. You know what? That's what I'll do. We'll just cut it down. I'm going to glue it right on there and cut it down. I think I need to put the other tip on. The precision might be a little bit better for me since I'm heavier handed. Okay. You would have grabbed your crazy cats and dog set, yeah. Oh, yeah, sorry. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do a live this weekend anyway, so I thought, well, rather than put it out there, and so I did put it out there yesterday. I put it out on my community page yesterday. I want to try to get back to doing it more on a regular basis, so we will see how that turns out. And all I'm doing is just sticking this into my guillotine trimmer and trimming around it. This way I don't have to try and run that whole piece through my die cutting machine. And I'll go slow. All right. That's good. That works. Quite happy. Okay, so now we have our window. And it's going to go on here. We have our carpeting. And I went ahead and cut out, I showed you my curtains. And then we've got, it almost looks like it's outside since I used that particular stencil, but it is what it is. And then I've got my curtain rod. It does come with these two little, so you can make it like a bobble on the end, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to stick that on there, and then we're going to end up covering it, is what we're going to do. So before I glue anything down, I want to do some placement. I want to make sure that I have things where I want them. And our boys, we'll put Miles sort of behind the curtain because that seems about typical. And then we can have Max. Maybe we'll put him on a bench. That might be fun. You have the birds as well. Do a live for Pink and Maine after I get my kit. You're talking about the April kit? I actually just finished, as of this afternoon, all the cards I was going to make for that kit. So I'm hoping to have that done because I'm leaving for my mom's house the beginning of next week. So Jim will have to hold down the fort. There you go. I'll get Jim to do a live for you. Okay, so it's neat because the bench has these little 3D pieces to make it look like it'll really stand out. And there's shelves as well. I think that's super fun. So let's piece those together while we're at it. Reminds you of Blue's Clues? Yeah, those primary colors and stuff. Okay. Okay. So then I'm going to add some glue to this one. And we'll go ahead and add glue to this shelf as well to make it stand out. You can just build so many cute little scenes nowadays with all the different dyes and everything that are out there. Remember when die cutting first became a thing and there just wasn't all this, but now, goodness, there's a little bit of everything out there. You use Gorilla Glue and duct tape on your live, Jim? I know, Tracy. Yeah, it's super cute. All right, so we'll put this one, we can put it here. And then let's put a shelf up here. Maybe, and then we'll take this one from earlier. We can put it up there. Wouldn't that be cute? I don't know if I should put this one here or one of these. I like this big one. That's kind of fun. And then we can use some on the inside if we want to as well, and then our sentiment, we'll pick that out later. How do you do that without getting glue all over your... Oh, no. It is. I have it. This is why I use a glass mat, because I can wipe it all away. Yes, it was punches, Kay. Yep, it was absolutely punches. That was the stuff. All right, so let's start assembling this card. All right, am I in shot? All right, there we go. Ooh, that goes on nice and easy. Okay, yeah, see, I'm getting glue everywhere. Don't worry about it. It's happening. Okay, I have you all just like totally buffaloed. I'm telling you. Y'all are super sweet. Okay, so our window, that's what I wanted to, that plant is going to go on last. So let's put our window on. Mary, I would like to see it too. I keep trying to get him to do a voiceover. He refuses. He's like, nope, not happening. But comedy gold. See, that's what I'm saying, babe. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, he's my IT guy, so he probably wouldn't want to do a voiceover. Not probably, I know he doesn't want to do a voiceover. All right, so definitely learning the ins and outs of this glue. It is a little bit more liquid than my Nuvo, but I really like it. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down. The next one I have to be careful because I want to make sure that I leave some space for Miles to hang out, because Miles has to be sort of, that is so what Miles would do. Okay, so I'm going to stick to the glue mostly just being on that edge. And then I can tuck Miles in there. Oh, see, still getting glue everywhere. It is a learning process for sure. A little bit of a learning curve. All right. And we'll tuck him in there just a little bit behind the curtain. So because I'm getting glue everywhere, I do have a sanding tool if I need one, or an eraser. I've got the sanding eraser. Those little tools make it so much better. Okay, and this one's kind of floppy. No, it's not, Kitty. I definitely get glue everywhere. I mean, the magic of editing, you just don't see it all the time. Okay. Yes, they actually are brothers. Yep, they are from the same litter. And you know what's even funnier is that my in-laws got one of their other brothers. We didn't actually get them around the same time. We got Max first, and then 5 weeks later, we found out that Miles was still there, so we asked if we could get him too. Yep. Okay, so that's fun. I'm liking this. All right, let's put our shelf up here. Do we want this shelf? Let's do this shelf. I like this one. Ooh. Xyron, yes, the Xyron sticker maker is amazing too. Big fan of that, because then you can make stickers out of everything. Okay, that's probably up too high. Yep. So we're just going to move it and cover up the glue with the plant. And any pieces that are hanging over, we'll just snip it off. So we'll have, I always have that. And I've said this before, I kind of like having pieces hang off and then snip it because it gives the impression that there's more going on outside of the card. The floppy plants are so cute. Super fun. Okay, and I'm just going to put a stamp block on there just to hold that down. But yeah, isn't that fun? Super floppy. Maybe I'll put another one over here. All right, we got to get our bench going. Thanks, Kitty. All right. Got to leave room for a sentiment, I suppose. All right, getting a little sloppy with the glue. Okay, so he's on there. And so we've got our scene really going. From this is my first time using it. From what I understand, it does dry clear. So yeah, dries clear, hides the mess. Multiple tips. Wrinkle resistant. That was always a big thing. Okay, do we want more plants? Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Okay, let's pick out our sentiment. I think that's so funny. I've got some good muse. I love you. I'm bored without you. That's true. Happy birthday. I'll love you forever, and I love that we have so much history together. Congrats on your Mew edition. I'm pausing to let you know how much I love you, and love from me to Mew. Oh no, you did lose your crafting mojo? You know what I have found, honestly, and maybe it's just because I am a kit person. I find that kits really get my mojo going because usually in a kit everything matches, and so I don't have to think a whole lot. And then if I'm like, okay, well, what do I do with it then? Pinterest is fantastic. YouTube is wonderful. You know, just look up card sketches, look up color combinations. That is one way that I have found that I can really get my mojo back and kind of going. Because there have definitely been times, and I said this the other day, I had a video where all I did was very simple watercoloring. Go back to what you love. Do something simple. It doesn't have to be super intricate scene building. It can be just, you know, stamp an image in color. It can be just that simple. Or, because I love watercoloring. I don't do it as much on my channel, but I love watercoloring. That's what really got everything started for me way back when I was younger. I mean, I love watercolor. So when I'm having a rough time, usually I'll just go to watercolor and play around with that. Thanks, Kay. All right, so the best places that I have found to buy kits are Well, this one was a kit. So My Favorite Things has their kits. They're kind of pricey. They also have Pink and Main is a good one I really like, and you get so much in their kits for a really good price. And then there's also Brutus Monroe has a really good kit. And Simon Says Stamp is a great one as well. Those are the ones I typically just go to. Yes, absolutely, Beth. I could not agree more. You don't necessarily have to come up with a finished project. Just start doing something fun. Swatching it is a good way to get yourself back in. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, I agree with Nancy. All right, so let's go ahead. I always need birthday cards, so I'm probably going to do this one. I'm pausing to let you know how much I love you, and then on the inside I'll put Happy Birthday. Let's see if it'll fit though first. It will, but because I'm a nut, let's go ahead and put that inside of our Misty. Hero Arts. Oh, I forgot about Hero Arts. I used to get Hero Arts all the time. And then I just kind of stopped. But theirs is a really good value as well. All right, that's not fitting very well. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to stick this in the Misty so that I don't screw it up too bad. And if I do, guess what? I'll just cover it with paper. Okay, so let's pick that up. I'm going to ink it with, we're actually going to do our VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. And then press that down. Perfect. And then we'll clean that off later. Very happy. All right. So now I have to get my card base ready. And this was cut down to 7 inches by 8.5 inches. That's a great idea, Elizabeth. Recreate a card you've already made. Yeah, that's such a great idea. Freddie Mercury. Oh my gosh, Kitty, that is hilarious. I love it. All right, so I'm scoring at 3.5 inches. Freddie Mercury. That is. I love that. That one ranks up there with naming a turtle Turt Reynolds. Oh, Hedgehog Hollow has one too. That's right. I forgot they have one. Okay, so there we go. There's our base. That's going to go right on top of there. But before I do that, I'm going to stamp that Happy Birthday. Maybe I'll add a couple more kitties on the inside. What you think? And some plants. I like it. So we'll add another Max and Miles. I'm going to save some of those, though, to be honest with you, because I might make more cards. You're going to laugh, though, when you see how many I actually made. You're going to laugh. Unity Stamps had... Oh, I didn't know Unity Stamps had a cat. Or had a kit. Listen to me, had a cat. All right. Now we need Happy Birthday. Love from Lizzie. Yep, that's true. There are so many card kits out there. If I had all the time and all the money, right? All right, just ink this one up. Okay. All right, so we've got Happy Birthday. All right, let's glue our panel to our base. All right, so far so good. Liking this glue. I think I'm going to have to switch out the tips though. All right, for those of you that do have it, question for you. Do you legitimately clean out your nozzle every time? I do have kittens on the brain, Tracy. My goodness. With as naughty as they were today. Okay, so I am going to trim this off because I don't want it hanging. And it will make it hard to go in the envelope. Okay, but there, it gives it that impression that there's more going on. Hi, Darlene. How are you? All right, so there we go. There it is. And I think for one last little bit, what I'm going to do, we'll save all those pieces for another card. I am going to add some glossy accents to their glasses, because yes. I mean, you have to, right? Makes it cloudy to start, but it will dry clear if you've never used them before. All right. Okay, so you don't, Nancy, have you had a problem? That's, I guess, my biggest question. If you do have a problem, then make sure you keep your pin in the tip to keep it from clogging and drying out. Nope, you just stick your needle in the tip. Okay, all right, good to know. I like that thought because I was reading those instructions and I thought, will I be disciplined enough to do that? And the answer is no. I didn't think I would be. All right, so we're just going to get that pin in there. Work on that later. But here we have our card. Hey, Darlene, how are you doing? All right, so there's our card. I am so happy with how that turned out. I'm pausing to let you know how much I love you, and then happy birthday. All right, but we're not done there. I wanted to show you how many cards I made with this kit. I'm telling you, I went a little nutso. A little nutso. And yeah, there's a lot. Okay, so let's go through them. Thank you, Roselia. My mom is doing so much better. I'm telling you, it is an absolute miracle. She's a miracle. And she works hard. She has just been pushing, so she's going to be doing great. I'm going to make some Heffy Doodle dogs and unicorns. Good idea, Kay. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate that. Thanks, Louise. Sun is out now. It is. I know. It's great. And it's probably right in the camera. Yes, thank you. Do give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. That would be awesome. All right, so let's take a look at some of the cards I made. I'm going to set this one off to the side because it does need to dry a little bit more. But we have a happy birthday. And I have the extras that I used listed down below. So I made two of those. I made a blue one and a red one. We have another little happy birthday. Okay. Thank you, Roselia. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, it's just been an absolute miracle how well my mom's been doing, so we're grateful. And then I just stamped the kitties on the inside of those. So I made some of them I made two of. This one I just made one of. I thought that was such a cute little scene. How fun. I know, the curtains are super fun. Super fun. It's just, oh. Ooh, I just want to make all kinds of scenes. And of course I had to use the little glasses kitties. Happy birthday. It looks like he's going to knock it over, which is what our boys would do. I am not on their design team. I just like their stuff. I don't use it near as much as I want to or wish I did, but I do love their stuff. And then this one, I just love this little scene because, yeah, our boys, when they get bored, they get bored. And this is something Miles would do. I put Miles up in the, like the little planter. He would totally do that. And so I've got this little scene like you're looking through the window and there they are. I'm bored without you. Love from me to Mew. I'm thinking about sending that one to my son. And so I made a couple of those ones. And this just uses all the stuff that came in that kit. I have actually used their dye inks. They're very nice dye inks. I don't have a lot of them. I have just a few. And I think they came out with new colors recently, which is some of these colors that you see here as far as like cardstocks and things go. But isn't that one fun? That one is super fun. I'm bored without you. Got some good Muse. I love you. I'll love you forever. Yeah. But as far as I know, what the inks that I've used, their dye inks are actually really nice. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. All right, well, we've been going for almost an hour, so I'm going to let you all go. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit that like button. If you aren't a subscriber, well, then think about doing it because I'm going to try to do a live next week if I can get going. We'll try and do Friday again. Thank you, Darlene. Appreciate it. Thanks, Kitty. I know it did sell out super, super quickly. They do have some of the pieces still available. Yeah, our cats they act up whenever we're not paying attention to them. They are just little pistols, I'm telling you. But we have a screened-in patio now, so we call that the catio. They like to be out there. I did have a lot of fun with this kit, right? I couldn't help myself. I just got to, that was one way I got my mojo going. I just stamped out all the cats and colored a bunch of them. And then started putting together little plants. So thank you so much. Thanks, Tisha. I'm so glad that you were here. Mary, Roselia, thank you for you guys all stopping in. Tracy, Beth, I mean, all of you. Carol, if you're still here, everybody, if I'm forgetting anybody, you guys are the best. But I love you, and we'll see you very soon in another video. All right? Bye, everybody.